I got drunk in a meeting last week. You wonder how well everybody drank a lot, but I was a little bit more cheerful and a bit more spontaneous and a little bit more female than everybody else. The feeling of guilt kicks in along with a hangover. Don't make them think you're not serious about your work, even when they pour you one drink after another. When I'm amongst men, I falsely trust that one of them will say, "Hey, this girl is too drunk." Even worse, I falsely trust that one of the women at the table will say so, and now I'm doubting whether I should share this with the world, because it's different when you hold part of the blame. But what does that even mean? You grew up learning this feeling of discomfort is called flirting and you should be okay with it. But I remember the first rape threat I got. I was 14 and I felt guilty and I didn't tell anybody because I'd get, "What did you expect? Don't talk to strangers on the internet." You don't know much when you're 14, but you know shaming. And I remember the first time I almost got raped, but let me get ahead of you. He was our friend for 5 years at the time, of course borderline inappropriate all this time, but we decided it was funny because, God, why are you so uptight? The question, why did you go to his house, then rings the drums of war inside of me. It wasn't sexual abuse, just a bad sexual experience, but I understand. What exactly do you understand when the requirements of sexual abuse have to be so perfectly met that even a slight point in time where you didn't manage to say a hard no equals a yes? You can't see it coming, but you can feel it. You can feel the uncomfortable tension at the tips of your toes, preparing them to run as fast as they can, locking your gaze at the exit, rehearsing how you'll say no, and for it to be convincing but not insulting. It is a moment that gorgeous is traded for bitch. And the spectrum seems pretty binary to me. It's either rape or then you wanted this. So what happens in between? Most of all, I remember the million times I was called a tease. Boring, limited, not cool enough. But the post-it on my door reads, "Don't forget, keys, wallet, pepper spray." And I just learned pepper spray is considered illegal, and my spectrum ranges from exhausted to infuriated, sometimes both. And it is not a spectrum anymore. It is a ball that's ready to explode, and that's not pretty. It's no longer politically correct feminism and billboards that say more men get abused too. Pretty Eurovision lights and Europe voting for me because I talk about issues that matter. Me Too movements, all victims can join, but none of it really matters because where are the me-nots really? When the question is no longer have you ever been harassed, but when were you first harassed, teased, abused, underpaid, discriminated, raped, killed? But thank God, there's always someone to tell you, well, you could have just left.